Babble, oh, psychobabble. You lied in the sea, now it's fading to black. I threw it away, 'cause I don't want it back. I don't care, it's all psychobabble
I've been working on this kitchen for 8 years now. 8 years. My wife is going crazy. I need the kitchen done, Johnny. Get that kitchen done. How am I supposed to cook in here? This is a mess. It's a disaster.
By the way, honey, we're pregnant.
Man, look at that. What that? What? Shoo.
Oh, dear goodness. I gotta tell you guys,
Cracker here. I gotta wait for it to dry.
I can't ever get enough of looking at this, man. There's only a couple of things that. Oh, and I want to give a big shout out to Daryl Smith. Ran into him today. Yeah, I've had that happen. Had that happen about 4 times now. Ran into people. Hey, I seen you from YouTube. But he came up and spoke to me. A lot of people just wave. Pretty cool dude. Appreciate you, Daryl. We'll get together again sometime. And my picture didn't come out too good, so email me the one you have to psychobabblerap@gmail.com, and it's exactly like the channel spelled with 2 P's at the end. And email me that photo if you would. I'd appreciate it. Austin Reacts, how we doing? Always a patriot. And Twisted, man, where's everybody at? We'll wait till a few more get in here. It's probably get a lot of people on the replay because the old algorithm's been asleep here. Honey Badger, what's up? I can't, I can't get enough. I mean, and it's a guilty pleasure, but I cannot get enough of watching that damn video of Deardorff telling us how he scientifically figured out how to center a drawer all on his own. God damn, that's it. Oh. We gotta finish. I mean,
I'd lightly saying that, but
you ain't gonna lightly saying that out of there. I'm sorry, man. That's like one of them hillbillies where you got a dude. You're looking at a car he's got for sale on Marketplace, and he's asking about $8,000 more than it's worth, and you're pointing out all the dents on it. He goes, "Oh yeah, I'll buff out." And half the fucking quarter panel's missing. That's what that reminds me of. Like, oh, that's close enough. It'd be like, it's almost like,
I got the cracker here. I gotta wait for it to dry. To lightly saying that, but
who's the crazy nut with the dirt bike that chops these fenders off all the time? Oh man. I know one of you guys know. Crazy guy on the dirt bike chops his fenders off short all the time. That's who he reminds me of anyway. Ronnie Mack.
I come back and cut a hole out right there for the air, like I did that side.
Why? Why's there got to be a hole there?
Look there. Boom, those are done. This
and the floor. What are you going to do about that? This is a millionaire's home, And there's only a couple of things that can be taking place here because I've thought about this a lot because it really does. I mean, I'm like, man, Deardorff knows that looks like shit. Okay, he knows it does. Everyone else around there knows that looks like shit. There's no way you're looking at this work being done on this kitchen and you come away with anything other than it looks like shit. Even if you don't know anything about remodeling, even the slightest, tiniest little bit, you know that it just looks like shit, and that's not what a millionaire's kitchen would look like by any stretch of the matter. That's like some cheap rental on the second floor that, you know, it's just, you know, like your budget rental that you're going to rent out to some partying teenagers, and, you know, close enough is okay because you know they're going to tear it up. I mean, I would have a hard time giving that to a tenant. Like if I had somebody renting, and I mean, and I was going to put a new kitchen in the rental, I'd have a hard time even doing this lousy of a job then, let alone my friend, and then put it on YouTube for everybody to see. That's the part I don't get. Is there wasn't one person that said, "Hey, dude, I don't think you want to put that on YouTube." No one spoke up. It's unreal, man. And so the only thing, you know, after mulling it over many, many times, the only conclusion I can come up with is that they're taking advantage of Ryan in every way, shape, and form. They are taking advantage of him, and he is dumb enough to let them. I envision Deardorff telling Ryan that, "Oh yeah, that stuff to fix that countertop, man, it's about $400, dude. So yeah, I'll run down and get it now, man." And Ryan give him $400, and Deardorff run down to the fucking dollar store and gets a fucking roll of tape and some glue for $3 and put the $397 in his pocket. And I got a feeling that's why it took a year and a half to build and $1 million to build a $200,000 house that looked like a 200,000.
All right, so back up here.
Oh my God. I don't know who did this. Okay. You guys may know this or maybe you don't, but I lived in a log home. My second wife owned a log house in Wisconsin, a nice one. It was, I would say 1,600 square feet, probably. It was your traditional salt box style log house with a steep pitch roof and a 3-room dormer. You know, that a dormer that went the whole length of the upstairs on the back with 2 separate dormers on the front. Pretty nice looking log home. It had a 2.5 car attached garage. She had this when I met her. And this is not how you do. I'm sure
the log house kitchen
homes done this way.
So I didn't know what I was going to fix this here with, because right there it's like some kind of chink and foam. So bought one of these, cut it down, put the screws in it. I got this stuff here.
Some fucking patch mud. Millionaire's kitchen. Anyway, let him finish.
I'm gonna try to
Embarrassing himself here.
get it all matched back up. We'll see if that works.
It looks like shit. Anyway, you know, the way you're supposed to do the log there is you wouldn't have the cabinets pushed slap up against the logs. Okay. You the way that I've always seen it done, and I've not only lived in a log home, but you know, was part owner of one for a while and have been in many. There's furring, you build the wall out wherever you're going to have drywall, like such as a kitchen where you want to have a backsplash, you got to have drywall there, right? So they take these little, I want to say they're probably 1/4 inch by 1/4 inch thick by 1 inch wide strips, furring strips, and they'll run them up down the wall, and then they'll screw the drywall right to that. And then you put your cabinets in front of the drywall, and then you can put a traditional backsplash up. You can have your electric boxes, can be sunk into the drywall. You ain't cutting into the log. And that is the way that I've always seen it done. And it just shocks me that Deardorff is butchering that kitchen in that house like that. And Upchurch is a big enough fool to let him do that. And probably, I mean, how can he think that's a good job? I don't know how you think that. Just other than you're just fucking clocked out. That's all. And then, what the hell? So, yeah, I got recognized today and talked to a fan that kind of inspired me to get on here tonight. I was kind of thinking about it anyway, but, I had that damn flu that tried to kill me. It tried to kill me and my wife both. I mean, literally, it absolutely did. And can't explain it, but it just literally, when that stuff gets in your lungs and you feel like you cannot breathe. It's like you take in air, you can feel yourself taking in air, but nothing happens. Like your body ain't reacting to it. Your lungs just ain't working. And man, having to be put on that ventilator, that shit sucked. I don't ever want to do that again. And so then after I had that done, then I had to get a scope done, and they scratched my throat doing that scope. Man, I had the just raspiest, driest voice for 2 weeks, that couldn't hardly sound. I sounded like a RF, K there. And finally got that healed up. So no more oxygen, no more sore throat, kind of back to normal. I actually rode my motorcycle the other day when it was nice out. But, and then I was thinking about, I've been watching, it seems like Ryan can't upload he can't upload a video unless he's bad mouthing somebody anymore. And then I seen Twisted sent me this link where he was on this country rap. What is it? SHXT episode 44. And the next day he's bad mouthing them guys. Man, it's just, I don't know, man. He's definitely antisocial. Them guys just trying to have some fun. And yeah, I'll have to finish watching this whole thing, Twisted, because I only watched about 10 minutes of it, but I've seen enough. Like, Jesus Christ, he sounded like a fool in there. I mean, he's so above all that stuff. It just shocks me that, he's still doing it. And, I thought when Ripta moved back there, that things might tighten up a little bit. And it just seems to me they drug him right down with them. And he's smart enough to bail before he didn't have sense enough to bail anymore. Get a few more in here. Usuals. And so anyway, I've been thinking that I went live. When was that? I'm thinking it was right after Christmas or not too long after Christmas. I went live one morning at like 5 o'clock in the morning, and I had 1,300 people in there in a matter of about 15 minutes, which tells me that there's a lot of people up that early that are looking for something to watch. So I might start doing a regular live stream, 1 or maybe 2 days a week at 5 a.m. to 7 a.m. Just talking about current events and giving my opinion for what it's worth. And Rumble is paying pretty good for ads on live streams on Rumble. I mean, they're paying better than YouTube. Not a whole lot, but better. You get a better percentage. And I've seen the quartering. Man, he's had 400,000 or 500,000 people in his views, or in his live streams on that Rumble. So there's people over there too watching. So I may do that, and just dual stream it to YouTube and to Rumble at the same time. And so I thought, well, if I was going to do that, I'd upgrade a bunch of stuff, which I did. And this is the first time I'm using this computer that I just put together. It's a Core i9, 128 mega RAM and a high-end vid card, NVMe drives. And so I got one of those. I went ahead and got one of those. Shit, what was I going to call it right here? I went ahead and got one of those Rodecaster Video, which is a really cool video switcher. I've had the ATM Mini Pro ISO for quite some time. Great tool, works flawlessly, but there's a pretty good learning curve to learn that Blackmagic software. It's a little clumsy for a newbie. They use a lot of industry abbreviations that make no sense to a rookie, So you got to read everything, but once you do that, great tool. You do credible overlays and all kind of crap. But that Rodecaster Video, which they're proud of it. It's over $1,000. But that damn thing, it just makes it easy. It's just point, click, drag and drop stuff. It's so simple. You can do like a 3 or 4 person split screen with automatic overlays. You can insert videos anywhere in your live stream that you want, small video clips, and go, it's just really cool. I can't wait to get used to using it. But yeah, you guys want to keep an eye out for that, because I'm probably gonna start doing that consistently within the next couple of weeks. I don't know what day. I'm looking at probably like Monday and Wednesday, 5 a.m. to 7 a.m. And just, from social issues to politics and everything in between, just to see who's up, who wants to shoot the crap that early in the morning. I know a lot of you guys are up that early. And, but I don't even know what to say with that. Rats fleeing a sinking ship. You got that right. I don't even know. It just blows my mind that, I've watched that Ryan call out everybody all spring and all summer, from Tom McDonald to Adam. That beef with Adam Calhoun was completely 100% created by Burkhart and Upchurch out of thin air. They just manufactured it out of thin air. And, they just rode that for all it was worth. And then when Adam finally got fed up enough to respond, it was like, oh, man, why won't he leave me alone, man? He's weird, man. Won't quit talking about me, won't quit bothering me. It was the absolute opposite was true. The absolute opposite was true. And you watch these stupid simpletons, these fans of his that are so incredibly low IQ that they don't even realize that you guys understand, Crack Squad, that he only does that because he knows you're too stupid to know better. He sees you as useful idiots, and that's why he can just contradict himself and lie to you like it don't matter, because he knows you're too damn dumb to ever check. I just don't understand why you'd be loyal to somebody like that. I mean, because there's no way he has a lick of respect for you guys. He makes fools of you day in and day out because he gets you believing nonsense. You guys run around out there defending that shit, defending it, and then he turns around and just makes a fool out of you because it was nonsense the entire time. And, calls out all these other rappers time and time and time and time again, and they finally respond, just in time, man. Give a shit what you say. That diss he made was a piece of art. Very good video, very good lyrics, very good. The composition was just spot on. It looked like something that you used to see on early MTV. I mean, it was a damn good diss. And then Ryan don't even respond to it. After calling the guy out for months, and there you guys were, Crack Squad. You were out there all defending old Ryan, just defend. And he just made you look like fucking fools because he don't have his shit together enough to even respond to a diss track with a better diss track. Because a couple years ago, he would have fucking responded to that and just crushed it. When you look at what's this? It says I have no doubt. I have no doubt. There's how's little Frank there, Big Daddy from Cincinnati. How's little Frank? Anyway, where was I? Yeah, he made you guys look like idiots. And I'm having a hard time understanding why you keep defending him when he keeps doing that to you. Tells you he won a court case. He didn't win shit. You go check yourself. One of the 5 people suing him accepted an offer. That's it. That's not winning anything. That's losing. That's what that was, losing. And it just blows my mind that no diss tracks. After all that running his mouth, I'm coming for you, Tom McDonald. You're next. From the shower, straight from the shower. Nothing. And thank God Tom McDonald's got, enough class that, he don't have to stoop to Ryan's level. Ridiculous. And I think if Adam Calhoun could have done anything different, I would just put them diss tracks out and just let them fucking bake and not even tried to talk sense to him or, repair any friendship with him, because when he can take a friendship like that, somebody that's just a good person, that's always said good things about you, and just fucking just be a complete dweeb about it, and literally try to shame you for caring, for being a good enough friend that you care enough to come and see, are you okay? Because you're really talking some really crazy shit, and then you ridicule the guy like he's got some kind of man crush when it was just a friend checking on a friend. Same thing with Jelly Roll, who could have, when he was asked who the next big country breakout artist could be, He could have said any fucking body. He could have said anybody. But he said Ryan. But the only problem is you don't see Ryan committing to a country label, which is a fucking true statement. It's true. That is a true statement. And he tries to turn that into something that it's not. And just nukes that friendship like it didn't matter. And then tries to talk like he's more relevant. He's nowhere near as relevant as Jelly Roll. He will never be that relevant again, ever. That those days are gone for him. And it's a shame because every bit of music that he puts out now has all this baggage attached to it. All the stupid videos, the just saying the most ridiculous shit ever. You know, flipping on his video and talking matter-of-factly about Doug Bishop. Talking matter-of-factly about Doug Bishop, insinuating Doug Bishop was in on some conspiracy with the Cody Rodney case because he was too stupid to know that Prosser Family Campground and Truckee, California are in the Tahoe National Forest. He was too stupid to know that. So his clue that they were suspects was because he said that she went missing in Tahoe National Forest and she actually went missing at Prosser Family Campground in Truckee, but both are true because Truckee and Prosser Family Campground are in where? Tahoe National Forest. Just the stupidity that took place and it continuing for 3 years. Just all that baggage is attached to anything he'll put out now, anything he does, anywhere he goes, anything he says. And now you got all this other crackhead stuff attached to it with the calling out all these other artists and then acting like they're bothering him when they finally respond. Accusing Adam Calhoun of having diss tracks that didn't exist, calling him out so he does make a diss track, and then when he does make a diss track, instead of responding to it and trying to like crush it like a rapper would, he acts like Adam's bothering him and like simping on him too much. It's just unbelievable. Just the total disrespect for a friendship, just unbelievable. Oh, Dagburn's just being Dagburn. Hell, he's allowed to do that. Who cares? No, I can tell you, before Upchurch, got on that fucking magic sauce he's on, he was a pretty good wordsmith. Some of his lines were so good, but yeah, they weren't the deep lyrical, predictions that the cult would like you to believe. That's very true, Native. Very true. I mean, they're having a powwow. What are they powwowing about? Who can we pretend that? 'Cause I don't even know what that shit was about. Check something here very quickly. Hold on one sec. I want to check something. I'm checking my mail here. Okay. Here we go. Cool. That's it. Yep, there it is. All right, I want to show you guys this picture I got. Dun, dun. All right, now let me go. Volume on. Let's see. Pull this up here. Hold on. Do that. There's the dude. Ran into him at the old rinks, man. So you guys give a big shout out to our Daryl there. He's a pretty cool dude. Appreciate you, bro. I'll have to post that on my I'll post that on my community tab when I get off of here. The man, the myth, the legend. There you go. I was trying to remember what he said. That's what he said. He's the guy that says that all the time. Yeah, Easter will be good this year. You know what? I think everybody, like when you're out and about and you're around people and you're seeing people and you're talking to people and shit, people are happier. People are more confident. I noticed that a lot of people are spending money. That we had. I used to have a booth down there where I ran into Daryl, but I pulled out of there and God, I want to think. Might have been around 2016, 2017, and we went to Dover. And had a pretty good, did okay at Dover with the audio stuff. You don't take your top shelf stuff to the flea market. You take stuff that needs restored or stuff that's got blemishes and bruises on it. That's the kind of stuff people are looking to buy to fix. Like just today, I bought 2 Marantz right after I talked to you, as a matter of fact, Daryl. I bought 2 Marantz 2216 receivers. Neither one of them would power on. Now that is the lowest powered receiver that Marantz made, I do believe. That's 16 whole watts per channel. And but if you guys don't understand the difference between Class A tube amplification and this new shit, Okay, 16 watts on a Class A tube amp is equivalent to 200 watts on some receiver you're going to buy at Best Buy today. Just, and especially when it's driving, some 4-ohm paper cone speakers. I mean, that 16 is, believe it, enough to hurt the speaker. And, but anyway, those things have a typical thing that goes wrong. I'm banking that that's what it is. And if it is, hey, those things sell for $500 a piece on eBay all day long. Got one knob missing on one of them. But anyway, we had went over to Dover and we did real good on the used, tattered electronics over there for 2 or 3 years. And then that place really went to crap when the roof started leaking. And then we moved to a newer one that was up there close to where Dumbass used to live, Martin, up there real close to where he lived and where his wife worked. There's a flea market there, big one. And we've been in there for quite a while now with one booth there. And then we're in another one down off of I-75. But anyway, I see people out buying stuff like, both of them, like just general stuff people been buying. I see, I go to the store, I see people buying stuff, and hell, we have been with confidence. The TV in the den, I'll have to do a video in there and show you guys. The TV in the den took a shit, and it was a 75-inch TCL, the high-end one, if there is such a thing, from TCL. And so I went and got an 85-inch OLED. Man, that son of a gun. But I don't know how the resolution on that TV is so clean and so strong and so crisp. I just don't know how it would ever get better. I just seems to me that next step's 3D, like that are standing in the room with you type deal, because like holograms, because man, the resolution on those OLED TVs is something now. Man, they make some good TVs, dude. If you're looking for, I have, and I know this is gonna piss Crack Squad off, but they're just gonna have to live with it. I have 5 TCL flat screens ranging from 43-inch to 75-inch. The one in the garage is a TCL 75-inch. The one that was in the den was a TCL 75-inch. The one here in the computer room is a 43-inch. The one in the bedroom is a 50-inch, and the one in the kids' room is a 50-inch. They're all TCL. And then the one I put in the TV room here, the OLED, yeah, it's a Pioneer, like it's a nice one. We paid too much for it, but anyway, man, the picture on that thing's incredible. But yeah, I got nothing but good things to say about TCL for the price point that you pay. It's a good product. TVs all network together. It's pretty cool. There's apps out there that you can do some pretty cool stuff, especially with Plex. If you throw together a Plex server, and hook up your live antenna to the Plex, and then you can network your antenna. So you only have to have one HD antenna for every TV in the house. Put that on for size. This is some cool shit. I just gotta love that technology. Yeah, I guess I'm joining the one upper cup there, I guess. I don't know. Is that what you call it? It is what it is. Rusty Truck has the 146 inch world champion TV racer TV. That one. Okay. Yeah. I'm never going to be that good. I mean, I could never achieve those goals. I've never been the world champion of anything. I just wouldn't even know how to act to be the world champion of something. You know, I mean, I'm still trying to figure out, you know, how one girl could blow 40 windshields. But I guess these things happen. You know, you just got to be there. In the redneck raw. Yeah. And I'll tell you, Ryan is one of them guys that has probably survived on intimidation and simplify, right? Because you know he never gets held to account, so you know he can. Oh, okay. It's over 100 inches. I see. I'll never be that good, dude. Never. I'll never be able to achieve those goals. It's just way out of my pay range, my pay grade. You know, I had to laugh inside corners. You mentioned that. I got to tell you this. Okay. I may have told you guys this before, but I used to really be into the audiophile stuff. I mean, it was a huge part of my existence. It was like when I was at the height of my addiction and hobby, and I was going to these home theater seminars. They would hold 3 of them a year in 3 places around the country every year. And one of them they would do in the Chicago. The other ones were like in LA and Miami, too far away. Or no, it was LA and New York and Chicago. And but I would go to the Chicago one every year, and they would have it at the Hyatt Hotel in Chicago, and they would rent 2 floors of the Hyatt Hotel, 2 full floors, and each room was a listening room for a vendor for high-end audio equipment. And it would take you all day. I wonder if okay. It would take you all day, literally all day, to walk through just one floor. And then, you know, maybe the second day you do the second floor, right? And you would see these displays, like all these high-end audio companies would have displays. I mean, for some of you that don't know, or maybe you should know, there's speakers there that are, you know, $80,000 or $90,000 each. There's like some that are made in pure marble that you have to have a forklift to move it. You know, you can't. It's too heavy for men to move. And a speaker, and then, you know, some of the tube amps, and you know, we were just talking about wattage. One of the clearest, most realistic sounding setups I ever heard was like 26 watts. And it was an open, just totally open case tube amp from the 50s. Man, that thing sounded amazing. With the right speakers and turntable. But at these seminars, that's where I first saw the Sony G90, which was the Sony G90 was the home theater holy grail of projectors. And I would argue that it would still hold a candle today to anything made today. It would still stand right there with them. Because the CRT, which is the 3 separate bulbs, which is red, blue, and green, that will make all the other colors. Those type of projectors were known for being the only device that could make true black. And in order to have a very realistic film, you got to be able to make black. And these digital projectors, digital monitors, whatever, they will not make black. You can't just, they've gotten better at it, but it's still not true black. It's got light to it. Where the CRT technology can make true black. And so it really makes for an incredible picture. And you can use line doublers and line quadruplers. A company called Feroja made line doublers and line quadruplers for the Sony G90s in the early 1990s. And we were doing well over 1080p with those units before high def 16.9 TVs were even a thing. They were doing it with Sony CRT projectors. And I eventually ended up getting one. But anyway, not to get too far off in the weeds there, I was standing there listening to a seminar with Pioneer, and they were showing their brand new Laserdisc technology. And there was a stand there that had power cords on it. And some of these power cords were like $600 for a power cord. Okay. And this dude walks up and he picks up the power cord and he's sitting there holding it. And I see the $600 price tag and he's talking to the salesman. The salesman's telling him how good it is. And there's some other dude there, which I think was probably a fluffer. If you know what a fluffer is, he just, he's one of them dudes that'll stand off to the side and go, oh, yeah. I got one of those, man. It was really good, man. And I really heard the difference. He like, acts like, he's just throwing in his 2 cents. And so the salesman's about got this guy convinced to buy this power cord. It's like $589 plus tax. And he's just about ready to pull out his credit card and commit. And I said, those things would be pretty good if you didn't have 15 cent per foot Romex through your whole house. But see, that's the shit that you would get from the one-upper in Cincinnati there. The one-upper, he would have to have the $500 power cord, and he would swear to God to you that it sounds better, oblivious to the fact that it can only be as good as the 15 cent per foot Romex coming from your electric box to the outlet that you're plugging that $500 power cord into. But there are people that will still buy that stuff. But you should have seen the look of death that salesman gave me, because that dude put that shit back right away when I said that. It dawned on him, oh shit, I guess I do have I would have to upgrade all the wiring in my house to the level of this power cord in order for this power cord to make a difference. And I'm not saying it wouldn't. If you did that, maybe it would, but you're not going to convince me that you can have 15% plain old hardwire Romex from the pole to the house, and then from your box to your outlet in your room, and then you plug in a $500 cord for the last 4 feet, and it somehow makes a difference. Is just, it's stupidity is what it is. And then, the guys that are buying these, atrociously priced speakers that are just, all they are is bragging rights. You can only do so much to a paper cone speaker other than the cabinet that it's mounted in, can get better. In my opinion, and it is my opinion only, but I can promise you that I probably have the same opinion as a lot of people. And that is, if you want to hear a really, really good system, or speaker, paper cone speaker in a folded horn cabinet that, is made of at least birch or something thicker, heavier than birch, with no air leaks, a good solid airtight folded horn speaker cabinet, and it's going to sound incredible. And I've heard some very nice sound systems that way that, you know, you'd be hard pressed to tell the difference between a recording and live. It'd be just about hard. Now, as far as now, we're not talking, you know, crush your face in volume. We're talking clarity. You know, for volume, yeah, you want those new carbon fiber drivers that they use in these live line arrays now. Jesus Christ, man, you know, they can, you know, they're putting 600 watts to 12-inch drivers and, you know, running them for 4 hours. You wouldn't be able to do that. Oh yeah, they do. Yeah, Austin React says they make a USB cord that's $2,000. Yeah, they do. They make interconnects, the RCA interconnects that are. I've seen them anywhere from $10 to, you know, $5,000, depending on how stupid you are. And there's people that will buy that shit. If you look at, it's funny. You see it in every hobby, but man, there's some stupid audiophiles out there that are very easy to part with money. And it is very much the audiophile world is full of a lot of pilots, if you know what I mean. If you've ever been around air pilots, they're all pompous. These guys that got money and start buying this high-end equipment, they're very pompous and they think they know everything. And I've seen dudes have like, okay, I went to a house in North Carolina. They did this club that I joined that was actually owned by a guy named Kurt Palm. And Kurt Palm was a Canadian that was known for being the best. What's this? Oh, I never saw that. I haven't watched any of his shit in a long time. I guess I'd have to go look at the video. That'd probably be pretty funny to see. I haven't watched his stuff in a long, long time. When he started all that vulgar stuff and claiming I had AIDS and was gay and all this shit, I just, man, that was just a bridge too far for me. That guy can go kick rocks, man. He's weird. But anyway, I seen dudes that make stands. And you got to try to wrap your mind around this. Okay. They make stands that hold the interconnect wires up off the floor. They're just like little, some of them are wood, some of them are plastic, some of them are 3D cut from a 3D printer. And they hold the interconnect cables and speaker wire off the floor. That's their purpose. So if you look behind these guys' setup, you know, typical setup, they'll have a acoustic research or one of them big Krells or something. Anyway, one of the big amplifiers, because, you know, bigger's better. And the RCA cables going from the back of it to, you know, another device can't touch the floor because that will change the way it sounds. So they'll tell you. So they make these little stands. And I've seen those little stands selling for $200 and $300. They're just a damn piece of plastic. You could do the same thing with an empty cereal box. So he blew the oil out of his snowblower. What do you do? Leave the oil filter off or leave the oh, he blew it all the way down the driveway? Oh, I guess that would be cool. Is the video up? Is that video still there? It blew it all over the house? Oh, man. Is the video still there? I can picture him doing something like that because he's got the man skills of a 13-year-old girl. Man, if that video's still there, that'd be pure gold. It's a short. Yeah, if somebody finds it, send me the link. I'd like to see that. As I said, I haven't watched any of his stuff in a long time because he just, I don't know how do you sit and listen to somebody contradict themselves 6 times in 10 minutes. I've never seen somebody contradict themselves the way he does, and he does it with no shame. I mean, he will completely contradict something he said 10 minutes earlier and think nothing of it. I mean, and he does it a lot. I just, man, that's just below my, I can't stay interested in something like that. Yeah. Well, the problem is when it's 2 consenting adults and a consenting mother, there ain't much I can do about it there, honey. You know, I can't make someone else's kid do something they don't want to do. So there you go. And there's no law because 17 is the age of consent in Mississippi. And so there you go. There's much you can do about it there, buddy. But, you know, nice try with your selective moral outrage. It's nice try. The only problem is you have no morals. See, when you have no morals and you have no convictions and you stand on nothing, in other words, you go with whatever the most popular thing in the room is, that's your go-to, right? You have no convictions, then nobody cares about your bullshit outrage because it's just worthless. It isn't worth the time it took you to type that. You're a hollow suit. We know that it's all fake from you. That this really doesn't matter to you at all. You just pretend that it does, and that's why nobody cares. Okay, I can't make someone else's child do something they don't want to do, especially when they're with someone else and they're both of consenting age. The only thing I can do is kick them out of my house, which is exactly what I did. So, sorry, but it didn't work. I mean, imagine that 815 guy. I can't imagine if you're outraged by a 17-year-old choosing a pregnant 17-year-old choosing to have random sex in a state where 17 is the age of consent, and you're that outraged. How outraged would you be? I'm just curious. Okay, because you know, an upstanding guy like you with this huge moral foundation that you carry, we all kind of look up to you for guidance in how to act and keep, you know, a civil society. I really want your opinion, that 815 guy. I really want your opinion on this. Okay. If that is so outrageous to you, how would you feel if a celebrity randomly singled out a female war veteran and accused her of trafficking little children and then fully docs her name, her mother's name, where they work, their address, their license plate, their phone number, actually cause the female war veteran problems at her job at NASA because of your baseless, fabricated out of thin air accusation. Would I bet you'd really be outraged over something like that. And then if that would outrage you, I would bet that you would just lose your mind if a celebrity was to, let's say, single out a family that's child's missing and then suddenly start accusing them of being common thieves and common criminals, claiming that they don't really have a child missing, that they're faking it, and that the child's not real, and they just want to scam some GoFundMe money. And then going live and just try to wrap your mind around this inside corners. I know this is going to be hard for you to take. A guy with a huge moral foundation like you, I know this is going to be hard for you to take, but just imagine that celebrity singling out a family who has a missing child and accusing them of being common thieves and just scamming GoFundMe and claiming that their child is really not real. And then when the state patrol and the sheriff department and the police department and the FBI are standing along the shoreline, winching her deceased body up out of the water, this celebrity decides to go live and laugh and giggle at the grandfather, accusing him of having fake tears. I'll bet that would outrage you something awful, wouldn't it? A guy like you. I mean, would that outrage you? Well, the deposition went very well, as a matter of fact. What is it you'd like to know? Well, I'm waiting on your opinion. So if it's just extremely outrageous to you that I couldn't prevent someone else's 17-year-old from having sex, what about a celebrity accusing a family that's got a missing child of faking their child's death for GoFundMe money from your celebrity platform? I mean, just kind of waiting. What's your opinion on that? You bother you at all, or yeah? Poor guy. Imagine waking up every day. Imagine waking up every day, folks, if you would, knowing that you have got to make it through the day being that 815 guy. Knowing that there's no chance you're getting laid. There's no chance in hell nobody's going to want to be your friend. There's no chance in hell your mom's giving you $20 to go somewhere. There's no chance in hell your stepdad's letting you borrow the car. There's just no chance in hell of you having accomplished anything all day, and there's no chance in hell of you getting your old PlayStation to work. And you can't get a new one until you get a job, and there's no chance in hell you're getting a job. Because there's no chance in hell you can fill the job application out. Imagine that life, getting up every day and thinking that Ryan Upchurch is a source for intellectual dialogue. Imagine. Yeah, that's pretty cool. Yeah, I doubt Johnny took your wallet. He'd be partying. He'd be on here partying. It was more than 20K, and I don't blame Ick and Mel for taking the money. I would have took the money. in Mel's case, absolutely take the money. Okay. Because what else is he going to get? The damage is already done as far as, I mean, rightfully, I can say that now that the money's been paid, Crack Squad's credibility's cooked. Okay. Nobody believes a word they say anymore. They grossly exaggerated everything way too much. They got caught lying way too many times. And then when someone finally did back to them what they do to others, they went running to the police and tried to have people arrested. So they're just, their credibility is just, there is none. Nobody, they're just laughing stocks. People just look at them like, oh, that's them Upchurch fans, them idiots. That's exactly what goes through everyone's mind. So they're the only ones stupid enough to believe the shit that Ryan says, right? Everyone else is just by default, just literally by default, with a stock brain, like the normal brain that everyone's born with, knows that Ryan's full of shit, right? That none of his conspiracies are even remotely true. Not one thing about him's true. And everyone knows that but Crack Squad, this handful of simpletons. So for Ick and Mel, that damage is done, right? Because they believe shit that Ryan says, but nobody else does. So if he can force Ryan to cut him a check, who wins at the end of the day? Well, Ick and Mel does. I'd go buy myself something cool with the money too. I'd blow every penny of it on myself for something, like just some frivolous fucking thing that I really didn't need. That's what I would do with it. Because, I mean, at the end of the day, it just proves that, no, if you're a celebrity, it is hella irresponsible to tell your fan base lies about people in a way that you would want them to believe what you're saying. It'd be one thing if you were joking, you weren't. It'd be one thing if you were doing a satire, you weren't. You were being serious. And yeah, just out there, just being totally irresponsible with your influence and irresponsible with your fan base and being irresponsible with the things you say. Well, good. Now you had to pay somebody. That's not winning. That's called losing. And I can tell you the check to the Rodney family is going to be a whole fucking lot bigger than that one. A whole lot bigger. So, yeah. And it was more than 20K. Absolutely it was. Any notion that it was 20K is grounded in pure. Now, he can't talk about it, right? And neither can Ryan. Let's see Ryan run his mouth about it. I promise you he can't. Because if he does and he breaches, he can't. Crack Squad. Your boy's lips are sealed by the courts because he agreed to shut his mouth and pay the man 20 grand, 30 grand, 40 grand, 50 grand, 60 grand, whatever you want to wish it was. I can tell you it was a hell of a lot more than what you're being told. And, and he literally turns on his camera and tells you simpletons because he thinks you're stupid. Well, he knows you're stupid. It's not something he thinks anymore. He knows you're just dumber than shit. And you're too stupid to even go check yourself. So he could tell you anything and you'll just believe it. He could tell you fucking UFOs landed and kidnapped Trump. And you'd go around telling people, hey, did you hear what happened? Trump got kidnapped by you. You would not even take the trouble to see if maybe one other person in the world is saying this. I mean, that's how dense you guys are. And so, yeah. He had to pay Ick and Mel the money, and he's not done paying yet. He's going to have to pay more. And I don't care who you are, okay? Having to give away 100,000, 150,000, 200,000 hurts. I don't give a shit how you got the money. I don't give a shit who you think you got it from. It doesn't matter. It hurts to pay out that kind of money for no damn reason. And you get nothing in return for it but embarrassment. It is what it is. Well, they're still there. Listen to this simpleton. We're talking about it right now. He just paid one of them He paid one of them off. The others are still pending. They're still in the courts. You can go check yourself. Or does somebody else have to do it for you? You think your mom would help you do it? You got to go to Google, okay? You got to type in Ryan Upchurch lawsuit, Rodney family. Ryan Upchurch lawsuit, Kylie Rodney. Ryan Upchurch. And you're going to get court documents in your face, like literal court documents telling you everything you need to know there, Mr. Moral Foundation. And we're still waiting. Like, we know how outraged you are that I couldn't physically stop someone else's 17-year-old from having consensual sex. But we want to know how outraged you are to know that there is a celebrity out there who used their celebrity influence to slander and torment a grieving family who just lost their child in a tragic accident. Well, I mean, what's your opinion on that? We'd really like to know. Yeah, no doubt. The people that kind of hung in there and just got made fools of, Mr. Ohio. Yeah, I agree, dude. I mean, on top of that, okay. Now, there's a lot to be said about being independent, right? But Ryan has brainwashed the crack squad simpletons so bad that these people think and believe that a record deal from a company like Big Machine is bad. That if you got a record deal from Big Machine, that's bad. That's how dense they are after listening to Ryan's failed philosophy for so long. To think that some independent YouTuber who's barely getting 30,000 views on a video, I mean, he's getting an eighth of what Cletus McFarlane gets. He's getting a tenth of what Whistling Diesel gets. Heavy Duty Country is doing 5 times the views that Ryan does. And they think that level of success is equivalent to Tim McGraw, Faith Hill, Garth Brooks, Alan Jackson. I mean, that you're talking millions, maybe, compared to nearly a billion, hundreds of millions. Hunting down $500 million, $750 million dollars, like generational wealth compared to hick rich. You know, Ryan's hick rich. Garth Brooks, generational wealth. Okay. And that's the difference between a record deal and being independent. Not all record deals are bad. Are there bad record deals? Sure. If you're stupid and you sign a stupid deal, you don't have sense enough to let a very talented manager handle that, and you get a bad deal. Even a bad deal from Big Machine would probably be life-changing because, you know, you'd still get your dividend check regardless. But a record deal's not bad, Crack Squad. There's nothing wrong with it. I don't know how Ryan was able to brainwash you guys into thinking that there is, but there isn't. And being independent, yeah, Yeah, you get to keep all your own proceeds. But you got to do all the work yourself too, which isn't so fun. And if you don't stay on it, like if you don't stay on it, you know, like you catch a wave, you ride that wave up, and if you don't work hard to stay on the crest of that wave, you're going to be a has-been pretty quick. And that's unfortunately, Crack Squad, that's where you guys are at. The wave went on, and it pulled out from under your dude, and now he's just sort of just bobbing around like in this like still water. Every once in a while, you know, somebody will see his head bob up and they'll throw him something to eat or something to drink or something. But the wave moved on. A bunch of other people were riding it, and it's still cruising 100 miles an hour, you know, and your dude's just back there just bobbing in the what, you know, the slurry water back there behind the wave, you know. I mean, you can't, Crack Squad. This is important. You gotta you gotta get a grip. Okay. Son of a Sinner is so huge of a song that I would bet that you can't walk into a truck stop, a country bar, or a diner or anywhere and not hear that damn song playing. I mean, that song is huge. That one song under that contract with that label, with the deal that Jelly Roll got, which was a fixed percentage, that song will be paying him about $300,000 a month for 15 years, probably. And the doors that it kicked open are just priceless, from the Grand Ole Opry to playing in arenas and stadiums. And there's a big difference between having to rent the stadium yourself, having to rent a sound crew and hope they got their shit together, having to rent a light crew and hoping they got their shit together, having to work and make your own set props and hope that your friends don't, you know, screw you and make half-ass shit and stuff, to just showing up at the hotel in your best suit and then just walking out on stage and doing the gig and then walking off stage and going wherever and not having to worry about any of that shit. You ain't got to worry about none of that stuff. You get a big check. You ain't got to do nothing. Just show up and sing. Just shut up and sing. That's all you got to do. And the reason why you don't see other independent artists, and especially people with a record deal, saying and doing the stupid shit online that your cult leader does, their Crack Squad, is because there's a heavy price for that. And that I'd argue it ain't worth it. The what Ryan should have done was he should have never, ever used the same channel that his music is released on, and his name, his music name, and his music mantra and aura and all that is attached to. That channel should have only ever had music on it, nothing else. And then maybe some other low rate channel where you do all the other antics, you know, that's not associated with the music channel at all. That would have been a lot smarter, because now the algorithm that would categorize the music is also the same algorithm that's categorizing the vlog. and the vlog is being throttled to hell and back. And so now so is the music. And I don't know how you fix that. I don't see him fixing it. I don't see him fixing it. You know, that's very true, Daryl. And I'll tell you, having every no, I didn't. I guess I got to see that. Riding around together where? In a car, truck, bikes, what? That's pretty cool. Yeah, no kidding. Yeah, I agree. No kidding. Man, that's just too much money to. Me too, buddy. Now, see, some of the stuff that Ryan has said is true. You got to bear in mind. He is right about a lot of things. Okay. What's he already talking about? He stole my wallet. But it is pretty like, oh, really? No kidding, huh? Cool. But the record labels will, one of the things they do that's kind of dirty is like, for example, they could sign, say, for example, they'd sign a Luke Combs and he goes in the studio and he does a single and maybe has 3 songs on a 8-song album that he's contracted to release within so many months. And the manager plays the title track for the CEO, and the CEO says, "Oh, that's trash." They don't then release that talent. They shelf it, which is wrong. Okay, so what they do is they take a guy like that and just shelf him. So he's under contract. He signed a record deal. He's still got his money. You know, he got a check for that contract. A lot of times it's a third of your total. I think usually, and I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure I've heard it said that if you sign a record deal, the record deal's based on a projected worth of your next album and single and title track that you're going to release, and they figure out what that value is. Okay, and then your contract, you get a third of that up front, a third of it when the album's complete, and then a third of it, the last third of it, once you're done with all the promotion appointments or dates, promotion dates that they have set aside for you, whether it be concerts, small venue, big venue, radio interview, television interviews, whatever. You get a third up front, a third mid project, kind of like a contractor building a house. And they'll give them the third up front. And then let's say something happens with, you know, the label not being interested in promoting this guy any further at the moment. Let's say you could be in the studio working on a new song called Outlaw, and you're just about done with it. give me an outlaw. And then Morgan Wallen releases a song called Outlaw the same week. These things happen a lot. So instead of the record label releasing your song called Outlaw, right behind Morgan Wallen's song called Outlaw that's climbing up the charts, they just throw your shit on the shelf and let it set. And they let you set right along with it. You can't play nowhere. You can't record nowhere. You can't do anything that their label isn't having you do under the label. And there's been a lot of guys just their whole career, that was it. It sat on a shelf in some record label's stockroom. These things happen. But if you have a good manager and you negotiate that contract early on and say, in the event of this, you don't shelf my shit, you release me under penalty, you know, like I got to maybe pay you back a little bit of the money or whatever, but I'm not tied to you if you no longer wish to promote my shit. And a smart record deal's a good deal for anyone, I guarantee you. Right. I think Ryan will be flat broke when he's 45, 50 years old. He'll be flat broke. The people that listen to his music will be aged out. There won't be any new listeners because A, algorithms crushed, and B, people don't buy the same record twice. You know, you get that initial bump of a record being released and the sales and the royalties from it, but you're not going to get that repeated again in 10 years. That's only going to happen once. And then once those people that liked that and because it was relevant to them at that time, once they age out and YouTube's not promoting your music, how's a new person ever going to get turned on to it, whether or not? And so you're going to see it just, your royalties will just dwindle and dwindle and dwindle. And I would bet you that by the time he's 45 or 50, he's going to have to probably think seriously about a job to get some income coming in, because all these people that he's paid for, that he's kept like bitches, they will be nowhere to be found when he's broke. They will flee. You know, Be Loose will be off spending all the money he embezzled. Deardorff's not smart enough to save the money he embezzles from Ryan. He blows it on stupid, worthless trinkets. But I think Be Loose is one of them quiet, shy guys, and he's probably just stacking that shit up somewhere. And everything he needs, he has Ryan buy, so he don't ever have to spend any of the money he embezzled. And he can just settle on it. And if he needs a new camera, Ryan will buy it. If he needs a new pair of shoes, Ryan will buy them. He needs, some gas in the car, Ryan will pay for it. And so he just kind of sets on what he embezzled. But see, Deardorff's not that smart. Deardorff, he's a hick rich, and he blows it as it comes in, and then makes a video talking about how it got stolen right from the console, right there at Walmart, right in front of everybody, right out of that, right there, right where he put it. It got stolen. That money did, 10 grand. He would be, but you can't. Yeah, okay. Adam says, yeah, I'm set for life. But here's the difference between Adam and Ryan. Adam doesn't run out and buy another car every time he gets depressed. Adam doesn't go out in his driveway and smash up, $200,000 worth of cars because something didn't go his way. Adam doesn't make friends by giving them vehicles. Okay. Adam just makes friends because they want to hang out with him just because he's him. He don't have to buy him a car to hang out. He don't have to give him an expensive gift to be a friend like Ryan does. And okay. You don't see Adam Calhoun keeping anybody like a bitch. I'm still trying to wrap my mind around if I was keeping a camera guy because I liked his camera skills, that son's a bitch would be making me videos. And I mean, I would have really good videos and they would keep getting better, or he would find someone else to keep him. I don't understand how you keep this guy. And he hasn't made a video for, when is the last time you saw a video from Ryan, a really good video? Like music video or anything like that, or like a vlog where he's like riding his dirt bikes and shit and going crazy, or four-wheeling and doing something fun. Or, I mean, I'm probably preaching to the choir, but what's going on with that, man? You got a live-in video guy, you got no videos being made? Oh, there he is. Hey, what's happening? I guess I'll have to find this video. Very true, yeah. No doubt about it. So yeah, I kind of look for that. Yeah, he'll be broke because, you know, none of these things are going on. Adam's not paying 4 or 5 people to be his friend, putting them up in houses. You know, he's not, you know, buying cars for 50 grand, either giving away or selling them for 10 grand. You know, he's not doing there's a limit to how much of that you can do, even if you do have a shitload of money to just throw away. I struggle with who would be out buying an Upchurch album from 2015 in 2030. Nobody. That's who. Absolutely nobody. I mean, I'm pretty sure about that. You know, it's a shame it shouldn't be that way. So how's life treating you, Ronnie? You look good. Man, I'll tell you what, dude, that flu that was going around tried to kill me, man. Big time. I went from fine to literally not being able to breathe with my own lungs in one whole day. And I had to be on that damn breather for 8 days. Man, that sucked. I don't ever want to do that again. Yeah, I think Ripta got carried away and knew it was time to not be carried away anymore. Because them pictures tell the whole story. Wait a second. Let me see something here. I still got it. I don't think I do, but I might have it. Yeah, I do. Yeah, I do. I still got it. Okay. Let me do something here. Here. All right. See what we got. Yeah, I thought I had a appreciate it, brother. Thanks, man. Appreciate the super chat. I wanted to pull this up. See what we got. Media assets. We've got this one. There it is. Okay. Yeah, that's it. Now let me go here. There. Now, see the picture on the left? That was a year and a half ago when Ripta made a video telling everybody he's decided to move back to Ghost Ranch. Look how healthy he looks. Good skin color, tone's good, eyes look great, smiling, looking forward to everything. And this was right about the time that, Ryan was starting to say weird shit. He'd been saying weird shit for a couple months, like pretty crazy stuff. Then you come over here a year and a half later, and you're looking at what's on the right there. Now, come on, Crack Squad. That 815 guy, where'd he go? What do you think? What do you think you're seeing there? Just like a bad hair day? What? Come on, man. I know. When I think about them yahoos working on that stuff and charging him money for it, and they don't know what they're doing. Stop lying. I never touch your butt. I'll never touch your butt. I'm trying to think what I had. I got to see if I can. Hold on. I had videos saved and I was laughing. Oh, it's on this daggone machine. See if I can find it. I had pre-recorded a little comedy skit that I don't think I ever played. I found it the other day and I was laughing my ass off listening to it. Yeah, there you go. He's all over it. Man, I'll tell you, dude. Ain't that the truth? Ain't that the truth? Let me see if I can find this. Let me see if I can find this clip. Listen to it the other day. See. Going to Roads Central. Now we go back. Local recording. Oh yeah, here we go. Now, I want to make sure it don't knock me offline. Yeah, that's the sad part right there. Yeah, no doubt. Yeah, hopefully he'll snap out of it eventually. The worst thing is I can't imagine, my kid, he kind of had to get out of it because he ran out of money and ran out of people to mooch off of. And so his rock bottom came knocking. So true. Okay, let me see. Is this thing transferring? What's it doing? Oh boy. see what this is. This is 5 minutes. Yeah, this is it right here.
Jeepers.
Can you guys hear this?
Everybody all bent out of shape because a guy whack his wee-wee?
You hear
I mean,
that?
what's this world coming to anymore? I mean, you got family-friendly drag shows, but a boy can't whack.
Can you guys hear little Frank? Cool. All right, let me let it play. I found this, man. I never posted it. I recorded it at Christmas time. And, you know, I don't drink very much. And I was about 3 sheets to the wind. And I just never posted it. I must have forgot I did it. But anyway, this is a drunken Christmas Little Frank video that I never posted. And I meant to play it on the live stream. So let's see what we can do to make it louder. Make sure the volume's up.
His wee-wee with his dad? You know, I hate to tell Crack Squad, you know, but ain't always been no internet where you could look at some raunch porn and rub one out. Okay? that shit all used to have to be in your head. You had to imagine it. And how you gonna imagine that stuff if you know, you got nothing to imagine, right? I mean, it ain't like, you know, pornography images just came from nowhere.
Yeah.
Man, you know, when I was a young man, heck, if you couldn't find a Hutzler magazine in someone's trash, it just wasn't going to have nothing, right? And there wasn't nothing wrong if your daddy showed you how to whack your pee-pee. It's just a normal thing that boys go through. Now, I know you boys, this crack squad raised by a single mama and no daddy in the house, but a good, intact, a Christian family, a daddy shows his boy how to whack his pee-pee. That way you're not walking around too horned up and sticking at places you shouldn't be, you know? But anyway, I wouldn't consider crack, and you know, I just gotta say this. You know, what happened to us kids that wanted to be molested, for God's sakes? You ought to have seen how hot my stepmom was. I would have let that... Wait, that's for a whole nother video. Anyway, I wrote Crack Squad a bit of a song. Now, listen. Okay. I know they're not my friends, but they are my subscribers. And so I do owe them a bit of a Christmas gift. So I wrote Crack Squad a song. It goes a little something like this. You can sing along if you want to. You better not dox. You better not try. You better not come to Ohio. Here's why. PBR is packing some heat. He's making you squirm. He's making you scream. He's gonna find out how your teeth got rotten. PBR has got your receipts. He knows where you've been streaming. He knows it vanity. Fuck that up again, son of a bitch. Keep fucking it up. How you gonna do this? You keep fucking it up. Here we go.
Yeah, I was feeling it about then.
You better not dox. You better not try. You better not come to Ohio. Here's why. PBR is packing some heat. He's making you squirm. He's making you scream. He's gonna find out how your teeth got rotten. PBR has got your receipts. He knows where you've been streaming. He knows you have bad teeth. He knows you've been hitting that pipe, so don't be telling us lies this deep. Oh, you better watch out. You better not try. You better not come to Ohio. Here's why. PBR be telling the truth. He's making a list.
Oh,
He's
Jesus.
checking
I can't remember how
twice.
long it
He's
is.
gonna find out who doxed him twice. PBR is keeping it real. He knows when you've been fibbing.
Yep, there's the end of it. Holy shit. I must have been fried. Oh, is that right? Well, I'm just so sorry for you, honey. I guess we could say a prayer for you. Poor kid. How does it feel? I just want to know why I got your attention. How does it feel knowing that you caused Ryan to have to pay Mel a shit ton of money? Do you feel bad at all? I mean, really, I'm just saying, I'm honestly, do you feel anything at all for doing that? I mean, you're supposed to be your friend. You go on his live stream and you put some absolute, just complete nonsense inside his head. And then it ended up costing him 3 lawsuits and now a payout. And it ain't over yet. I just wonder if you ever feel bad about it or feel like, you kind of screwed the guy. I mean, you should probably be paying some of that, don't you think? I mean, honestly. Oh, well. You can't teach these guys class. You either have it or you don't. You either have it or you don't. But, yeah. There's that. Oh, no kidding. Well, some of these, two, okay, there's two things that'll do it. One, they'll switch accounts. Okay, they'll be logged in to they're logged into Google, and then they switch accounts without ever logging out. Okay, so when YouTube sends you a notification that someone has left a comment, it will show that sender in the account that they were first signed in with, regardless of what account they're currently signed into. And I caught a bunch of them that way, like the more popular ones. But yeah, that's Burkhart there. And I just wonder, I mean, I would be like embarrassed to know that I was a part of that, part of what I did ended up getting the dude sued, man, and like really started a load of just a huge 3-year-long controversy. And then in addition to that, you make up lies about Adam Calhoun and you destroy a friendship there where Adam was an ally for Ryan and would have been an ally without question. I'll never forget when Ryan was first saying that crap about Kylie Rodney and her family. I questioned Adam Calhoun about, hey man, how do you feel about this shit Ryan said about Kylie? And his response to me was, Ryan's my boy, man. It was like you could just tell he was a loyal friend, I mean, I don't know. It's crazy what people will do. Everybody gets sued. I wonder what he's being sued for. I'd like to find out. Man, his diss track was probably the best one, in my opinion. Like, not like, listen, I'm not like some dude that's like into rap and know all this shit about rap you're supposed to know and technique and all. I don't know. I don't understand any of that. But as far as a video that was just brutally honest and funny at the same time, he took it, man. I mean, that was a good video. The video was good and the track was good. Both. I mean, the video quality was really good. I liked the composition where it looked like a Borat. You know, it reminded you of Borat clips. The camera angle, the wide lens, the fisheye close-ups, the wide angle lens, full shots. Very good, very well done. I mean, that's the kind of quality of stuff that B-Loose ought to be doing for Ryan all the time. And it was a very good quality video, very good composition. Of all the videos that responded to Ryan's call out, his 8-month long call out full of just rude, nasty insults. Yeah, I remember that too. I remember when he was making the videos and Ryan was actually running from him, laughing like, man, this dude's following me, man. Oh, dude, we got to get out of here. He's coming over here. Yeah, we remember. Yeah, old Uncle Will just saw, man, you know, he's the worst one of like, of all the simps out there that literally I mean, he's totally predictable, right? I mean, it doesn't matter what Ryan says or does. He's going to defend it or agree with it or whatever he needs to do to hopefully get money again, because Ryan gave him money once. And it just, he's never, he just thinks that's going to happen again if he just keeps on simping. And, but when you do stupid shit, like do a whole video claiming a car's electronics aren't affected when it's underwater, you're fucking gone, man. There's something wrong with you. And that dude, he don't listen to rap music no more than a man in this moon. It's all big fucking simping and hopes he's going to get something. And it's just sad to see that, he's willing to sell out his integrity, willing to sell, just look like an absolute unmitigated fool because someone might give him some money. But I guess when you make a statement, because he made a statement on a live stream, he said, you ready for this, Ronnie? He said, there was no money in new tires. The real money's in used tires. And and you gotta appreciate the fact that's his world, right? Like that's his circle. His people buy used tires. They've never bought new tires. He's just been around used tires. So he thinks that there's that's like a market or something of used tires. And I can promise you, there are no rich people that sell used tires. There just aren't any. Even a tire store out there that sells used tires, it's probably because they're not doing too well. Because the stores that are doing well, they don't even mess with used tires. Why you want to mess with some used tire? You can't get very much out of it. There's a hell of a risk that it's going to come back flat the next day, and the people are going to be mad at you. Or you may put the damn thing on the rim, air it up, balance it, only to find out it's a piece of crap, or it's got a loose belt in it, or it's I mean, there's no money in used tires. They're just, Jesus Christ. When someone's looking for a used tire, Uncle Will. It's because they don't have very much money. They can't afford a new tire, so they're looking for a used tire. Okay. Now, as a rule of thumb, the reason why a person would even sell tires is to get the other business that would come along with selling tires, such as alignments, ball joints, tie rods, shock absorbers, brake pads, rotors, those sort of things, right? Transmission pan leaking, radiator hose is soft, belt squealing, all the other service work, that legitimate service work that needs to be done. And then, you hope that when they come in for the tires, then you can show them these things and they'll want some of that too. And that is typically the case. But if a guy comes looking for a used tire, Uncle Will, it's because he don't have any more money. So the only fucking money you're going to get out of the guy is the $40 for the used tire. And now you get your calculator out and you tell me how many times would you have to make contact, make arrangements, jack the car up, take the tire off. And typically when someone's buying a used tire, they're just buying one. Jack the car up, take the tire off, put the used tire on, bounce it, air it up, put it back on the car, and take his money. How much time went by? Like a normal person, probably 5 minutes. You, 30, 35 minutes. So how many times you going to do that a day at $40 a whack and tell me you're making money? You kind of want to have that like $1,000 payout per vehicle or $2,000 payout per vehicle. And then you can start talking about, well, maybe you're making money, but at $40, no, you're not making any money. And you never will. And then you'll just be hick rich your entire life. Like you do when you're taking, you remember that time your boss gave you that money to go to the warehouse and buy them truck tires? And you was counting it in the car like it was yours, showing it to everybody like it was yours because you was hick rich. That was the most money you'd ever seen. It was a couple $1,000s. Remember that? Yeah, that's hick rich. And, for you, that's, with the used tire gig, that's 3 days of work. For a shop that sells new tires and a bunch of service work to go with them, yeah, that's just one service ticket out of 15 or 20 for the day. But that's why they make you guys work outside and mechanics work inside. Just saying. Anyway, he made that video, just completely destroying his credibility, claiming that because Ryan said so, then he was going to try to defend what Ryan said. And he literally made a video claiming that a car's electronics would not be affected underwater. And he took a fucking battery with nothing but a fucking light bulb hooked to it and put it in a 5-gallon bucket to prove that. Fucking simple. Yeah, he begs. I know, man. And them bed bugs, there's pretty bad bed bug infestation there on his block, unfortunately. Yeah, I remember that guy. So, hey, one of these days I'll take you guys down the steps. One of these days I'll take you guys down the steps. Yeah, it warms my heart to know that you guys still talk about my basement. I know. Tell me about it. To the degree that he did it was very immature. it lacked any credibility at all. You know, there's some things that I know for sure in this life. And I know for sure in this life that Ryan's mom has never stolen any $25 million. I know that for certain. And I don't even need any more details or need to know anybody any better. It's just I have common sense to know that that just didn't happen. And it's like if you were telling me that, you know, you saw two 747s flying upside down and, you know, doing loops and stuff. And I mean, it's just a bunch of bullshit, right? It just didn't happen. And it's just, you have got to be running a shit show. Just an absolute hot mess of irresponsible shit show to forget about a house you bought and shacked up with a girl in for a while, to the point where the sheriff has to get a hold of you and threaten to take action against you because the grass has growed up around it and the other people that live in the area are complaining. I mean, it's just, that's a level of irresponsibility that isn't going to carry somebody into retirement. I mean, it just isn't. You can't, nobody can live that fast and that hard and sustain it for a long period of time, especially when you're not putting out any new content that would keep the money coming. And man, that there was a dude that posted pictures of that house on Instagram. Man, that was a brand new home, had never been lived in. Ryan moved in there with that chick that had the little kid. Wasn't there very long, moved back to Ghost Ranch, bought that house there in town, moved in there, and he just let that house up there go to hell. Let the weeds grow around it. People got in it, you know, and just, jeez. I said, whatever. Okay. Yeah. Glad you can afford it, man. You know, glad that's the way you treat your fans' hard earned money, you know. And remember all them crazy people that were obsessed with some guy's basement? I do. Man, them some crazy people. Them some really, really messed up, low IQ people. Yeah. Right. I agree. And, you know, I can tell you, I knew it was true. I'll tell you how I knew it was true, Ronnie, was because there was some dude, and I wish I could remember his name, because he wasn't like, this guy wasn't like doing this to like be sinister, but he lived by there. And he kept posting pictures of that house, saying, "Hey man, if anybody sees Upchurch, tell him, man, blah blah blah," right? Because he like owned a house right near there. And I think them pictures are still on Instagram. And for some reason they showed up, his Instagram showed up in my recommends, and I started following the dude. And he probably posted, I want to say 10 or 15 pictures of that house in various states of decay from when Ryan moved out of there. Hell, the front door was left standing open in one of the pictures. But yeah, that's crazy. I mean, I don't know. You're running a goddamn shit show when that happens. You're just not paying attention, man. Come on. Which, I guess is cool if you think, fucking money's never going to quit growing. You don't have to water it or anything. Just keep growing. Don't have to feed it. Don't have to water it. Keep going out there and picking it. I'll bet it's got a bottom, that jar. That's what people are saying. I didn't see it, Thomas. I've not seen it, but people had said that did happen. I don't know how many of you listened to some of what he was saying on that. What was that thing called that Twisted sent me? It's Redneck Rave. Man, he sounded foolish on there. He really did. Yeah, Mr. Ohio, that's probably did exactly what. I remember him making a video saying that he bought his brother a house. Remember him making that video? So then when he turned around and made that video saying he didn't know nothing about it, I knew right then and there that was a lie, because he made a video talking about when he did it. I thought, dude, you made a video telling us you were buying your brother a house and you just got back from the signing and all that. Now 2 years later, you're saying your mom stole it and you didn't know nothing about it. Dude, that's messed up. That's what really started changing my mind about, him. Like I said, I was a huge fan. Man, when that shit started happening, I thought, man, this is really messed up. Oh, I hear you. Yeah, I hate when that happens. Your luck sounds like mine. His Kenny McLean's phone dead. Every time I really need my phone, it's dead. Easy come, easy go. There you go, man. Just let it flow, man. Just free money. Yeah. Well, he was for sure at one of them, Twisted. For sure he was. I don't know about the other ones, but he was at that one, the one for his brother. Yes. Yeah, because he made a video talking about it. Long before, that was before his mom was even making YouTube videos, that he made that video saying that. Well, they didn't let him know it was up there. They let him know that it had been broken into and was open, I guess. And, weeds growing around it and it was getting vandalized or whatever, and he needed to do something with it. Or they were going to deem it a derelict property. And it was a brand new home. As far as I remember, or if it wasn't brand new, it had just been remodeled. Because I remember when Ryan did a video like showing everybody the house and the garage looked like there'd never been a car parked in it. The floor was just spotless. And the house was spotless. So it looked to me like it never been lived in that video. And it was a very nice place. Very nice. Anyway, I'm going to get off here, kids. I really appreciate you guys tuning in. And I'm going to put together a consistent live stream that'll dual stream here in Rumble, 5 to 7 a.m., 1 or 2 days a week. So watch out for that. Appreciate y'all tuning in. Catch you later. Good to see you, Ronnie, man. Welcome anytime, brother. And yeah, you're right about Dagburn. You know, he's kind of nutty, but he's a good-hearted guy, man. I don't think he would ever purposely hurt anyone. Catch you later, man.